Hi, OC Valley, this is Jesse again, your friendly, not engineer or inspector guy. We're gonna go take a look at the bridge again and kind of see what they did. We heard that the rails were taken off, that they were put back on, and that all the fasteners and everything were readjusted according to an ITD report given on the Lewiston Tribune yesterday. They said that they took care of all the rest of the fastenings and secured it. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look and see if it's done or not. Okay, so everybody, I'm sure, wants to see what the quality looks like now. And I'm telling you, actually, on the first approach, hands down, 1,000 times better. If you can see here before, the concrete bends, has a little bit of a jig to it. The bar that they put, the rail that they put up here originally was straight from corner to corner, and that's why it looks so kittywampus. So they went ahead and adjusted it and made it level with the concrete. Another thing that they did that's awesome is they went ahead, they got the rubber mounts, the rubber pads underneath each mount. Everything looks properly secured. It looks like they ground down to make this level. Remember, last time it was not level. And so as they were sitting on there, it might have been high on the backside, so it caused it to rock, or, you know, who knows. But they did. They had all these rails off and they reset each one. Another thing I want to point out, this is wonderful. The craftsmanship. Before we had massive gaps, like this one right here, for instance, had a massive like 4-inch gap. And then back here, it was like touching. So they spaced them out properly. They went ahead and adjusted some things. So it makes it look better. If you look down, it's not so jiggity all the way down. Everything is very tight. Spacing is wonderful. See, this makes it look like they cared. Like they did a good job. Thank you. These are what go in here. So they hug around the bolt, right? Like this. And that's probably for flex of the bridge, expansion, contraction, all kinds of different stuff that'll affect that. Couple shims up on washers, holding up. But you know what? All in all, maybe they're gonna come back and get those couple of things. To those who say they weren't finished yet, they were 98% finished. What I would say to that is these rails were put up before that side was even torn down and reconstructed of the bridge. So there was months that these were up. I don't want to nitpick, but a couple random, like there's missing washer here, but I really believe they're going to come back and adjust this. I don't know why it's not done. There's another one at the other end of this rail. All in all though, they made the effort to come back and finish it up. Another missing washer. All right, guys, you're making this really hard for me here, builders of the bridge. I'm trying really hard not to point out the missing washers. Oh, it's so difficult. Still a shim. Nope, maybe they just haven't got, look over the backside. More down there. Okay, so maybe they're gonna come back and finish it. They got maybe a quarter of it done, maybe. I want people to realize too, like, I'm not an inspector. See, it looks like the joint seal. Now, water's not supposed to go into the river from up here. So directly underneath us, I see a pylon that the two sections of the bridge are attached to. But if you take all this water runoff and all that stuff, this rubber holds the two sections together and allows for the expansion of the two sections of bridge. Water goes down in the crack and can be channeled off into a drainage system. Kind of looks like it just goes up and not really drained very well. But then here's another piece over here. So we can see this, right? So does the water hit that and drain back into a catch underneath this, I would assume? But then obviously it doesn't really work that well because you can see the pattern of flow. But I'm not an engineer. I'm not a bridge engineer. So, is this the column or is this the rail that's not level? So we just went through the entire bridge and we checked all the rails. There are some missing washers still, but I'm sure they're going to make their way through. I want everybody to know that all of these rails were taken off and they have rubber pads underneath the mounts going to the concrete. So in doing that, that's how they level it and get it secure. If everybody remembers this one, I can lean against it now and it ain't going nowhere. So they are properly secured now. I would say they're properly secured. The contractor who's not an engineer or an inspector would say that they feel tight and secure. So for those of you that have to hold on to a rail to walk, have no fear. You know, honestly, everybody, I think I may have been wrong. I don't think it was ground down. After I walked the whole bridge and we came back, I think they just lifted it up and put the pads down, quote unquote rubber shims, and that's what they did. I don't honestly think it was ground, because down there's some really unevenness, and they have like 5 or 6 shims on this side and only 1 on the other side. So I don't think it was ground down. I think it was just lifted up and put the shims underneath. So I wanted to correct myself for all you engineers and technical people out there that like to give me grief. But I just want everybody to know that at least this side was taken care of. All right. Peace, Chelsea Valley. Thank you, thank you.